Hi everyone, thank you for purchasing this escape room for the New Nations unit covering Virginia Studies 4th grade standards VS 6 and VS 10. So this is the link you're going to share with your students through Google Classroom or whatever platform you use. And I always tell my students to close out all the windows because there's going to be a lot of windows opening as they go through this escape room. And I always think it's nice when the home screen is all the way to the left. That way they can refer back to it easily. So they start the escape room, and here's the first problem. The founding fathers have a plan for our new country, but there's just one tiny problem. The Constitution has gone missing. James Madison's work, the law of our country, is gone. What will we do without it? Can you help the founding fathers find it before it's too late? And then there's just kind of this humorous picture of James Madison, and then we go into the first clue. So the first person you interview is George Washington. He said he'll give you a clue if you can complete this famous saying about him. And the saying is, first in war, first in peace, first in the blank of his countrymen. And now if students don't know that, I have this video here for them to watch. And at the very end of the video, it does complete this saying about Washington. So when they have the mystery word, they're going to go clue 1, and it's hearts. All lowercase, no space. And it says, correct, George Washington tells you to talk to James Madison, and then there's a link. They're going to want to click the link. And they always want to click the link, but you want to make sure they read the clue at the bottom. It says, clue 2, what word completes James Madison's nickname? Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Washington tells you to talk with James Madison. Madison wrote the Constitution, so he may know where it is. Madison tells you if you can answer this question about him, he will help you. He asks, I, James Madison, am known as the father of the blank. And again, if students don't know it, it's right here in this video. They can watch it and find out. The answer is Constitution, so they're going to have to go back to their home screen, type in Constitution. It must be spelled correctly. I'll give you an example. If it's not, it won't let them keep going. It has to be spelled correctly in all lowercase. All right, so it says, that's right, James Madison tells you to talk to Thomas Jefferson. There's a link I'm going to click, but before I do that, I'm going to read clue 3. What word was underlined in the puzzle? Okay, so I have to find a puzzle, and I'm looking for an underlined word. I click it. All right, it says, Jefferson doesn't want to talk to you unless you can quote the Declaration of Independence. Click the text that is in the Declaration of Independence. And they're going to come down here, and there's 4 quotes. Only one is from the Declaration of Independence. If they click one that's not, it'll take them to this site, and they're going to play this video, and it makes the womp, womp, womp sound, and that way they know it's not correct. So they'll go back, and hopefully they'll realize that all men are created equal and have the rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is in the Constitution. When they click that, it will take them to this puzzle. It's taking a second to load. Here's the puzzle. They're going to move these pieces around and put together the puzzle. And I'm not going to do it for time's sake, but when the puzzle's finished, it basically says, Thomas Jefferson wrote the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom. And the underlined word is freedom. So they come back. You see all these windows that they have at the top? I would close them, come back to your very first one, and type freedom. Next. All right, there's my next link. You got it, dude. Jefferson tells you to talk to George Mason. But before I click that link, I'm going to read the clue. What man used Mason's idea in the Constitution? Last name, no spaces. So they click on it. And it's just a kind of a cute little text message conversation between George Mason and James Madison. And George Mason says, sure, I'll give you a clue. What man took my idea and used him in the Constitution? And so if you read this little text conversation, it's very obvious that James Madison used his ideas. So you come back to the home screen. You're always going to go back to your home screen. And you're going to type in the bottom Madison. Now you notice I was having trouble scrolling down. Sometimes you have to use the scroll on the middle, and then sometimes you have to use the scroll on the side. It's just every computer is a little bit different. So just have your kids be aware of that there's 2 scroll bars. All right. Yes, George Mason hands you a quiz to help you with the next clue. And so they're going to take a quiz, and it says, what were the correct answers in order? No spaces, all lowercase. So they're going to come here, and they're going to take this quiz, which is all about westward expansion and the cotton gin and the mechanical reaper. And so as you can see, it says, what crop? Ooh. Sorry about that. Not sure why it's shaking. What crop was hard on Virginia's soil? A, corn. B, beans. C, squash. Or D, tobacco. Correct answer is tobacco. And they keep going through it. The correct answer is mechanical reaper, west and south, Cumberland Gap, and then finally cotton gin. So if they write down the correct answers, what letter they are, it would be B, D, C, B, A. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I'm sorry. D, B, C, B, A. Even I got confused. No? E, E, C, D, A. All right, I probably should have written that down. Sorry about that. All right, so now it goes to very, very nice. Now for your final clue. And you're going to read the bottom. It says, what year was the Constitution signed? And this is kind of my favorite clue because it's going to have them look at pictures from the 3 branches of government. So it kind of tells them right here, you have to click on the hidden word. And it says, this is a picture of the branch that makes the laws in our laws in Virginia. And right off the bat, you can see executive. That's obviously the wrong answer. But if kids click on it, it'll take them back to that screen that plays the womp, womp, womp sound. It's just kind of like a red herring just to make the game a little bit more interesting. So it's same thing here with judicial. That would be incorrect. They're going to have to look really close right here on this light post to find legislative. From legislative, it goes to the governor's mansion. So what branch of government? Again, judicial and legislative are really plain to see because they're red herrings. Kids are supposed to click on that and get, realize that, no, I have to look for executive. And it's kind of hidden right here on the side of this wall. And then the last one, it says this is a picture of the courthouse. Judges are part of which branch? And so again, executive and legislative are kind of in plain sight. And right here on the street sign is the word judicial that they're going to look for. All right. So the question was, what year was the Constitution signed? 1787. Look at all these windows I have open. As long as they keep it, with the home screen all the way to the left, they just click the left. The answer was 1787. And we're going to push next. And it says, relax, the Constitution is safe in our National Archives in Washington, D.C. And then if your students have time, they can actually click on this and take a little virtual tour of the National Archives. Taking a minute to load because I have so many windows open. And they can kind of see, this is the rotunda where our Constitution is actually at today. So that is all for the escape room. I hope that you enjoyed this product, and thank you so much.